Okay, so good morning. So we're over at Skegness again. So basically we had a recommendation which has come over. So obviously we had a telephone call from Andy. Basically he says, watch your channel. Says, we like what you're doing, how you're doing it. We like some fish. So, okay. Do you want me to do a video? I said, don't do videos. Okay, what size do you want? He said, I want this fish, this fish, this fish, this fish, this fish, this fish, and this fish. So, okay, so that's what we did. So we brought up some snow sargies. We brought some Ginrin sargies, plain sarga, Oitsura, Kitsura, and Shiroitsura. So there is 9 fish, 8 fish, 9 fish, something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up and I'm just going to show you the pond. Because to be honest with you, it's very, very old school pond. When I say old school, I mean proper traditional old school. So very nice gentleman. We're literally half a mile. I bet it's ain't even that. So just to show you, so if you look at them trees over the back, directly behind there is the seaside. So directly behind that is the surf. So we're going to go over there later. Going to have a Skegness or screamer tracer. So we're going to show you this. This is absolutely crazy. So I'll show you now. Just bear with me a sec. So he does all his own bonsais. So basically all of the wood that you see around you, that's actually come off the Skegness beach. And then what he's done then is he's done all the other bits and pieces to go with it. Some cracking little features here, and obviously the pond itself. So obviously he's got a nice seating area there. This is very, very old school pond. When I say old school, I mean very old school. So it's got waterfall from over there. Absolutely phenomenal. So obviously it's got his floating baskets. All the rock, all that's come off the beach. All this as well, that's come off the beach as well. So he's got self-made bucky shower there. So what we're doing at the moment is just prepping up the fish over there. We'll show you them in a minute. There's some cracking fish in here. Absolutely crackers. Fantastic looking assault down there as well. So I'll get back to you in a minute when these fish come out. Give me 2 seconds. So what I'm doing is obviously being careful, so I'll just show you over there. Teresa's worried about me falling in, so I'm just being careful. It's absolutely cracking. So it's obviously the 2 layers. Andy's done all the fiberglassing himself. So, and obviously you've got the pipe work that goes around the back up. Goes straight up to the waterfall, comes down from the back, then cascades down. That gives you a bit of an idea. So these are the beauties that we brought in.
Absolutely stunning.
So you've got absolutely crackers, isn't there?
Yeah,
Snow sargi, standard sarga, absolutely cracking fish in there. Really nice bowl. So we're going to get these prepped. Up. Enjoy the bacon sandwiches that we've had from Andy, and talk to you in a bit. So I love it when we get into a bit of a debate. I'm sorry, it's a bit dark in here. So I love it when we get into a debate about stuff. So I'm just going to quickly show you. I mean, some of the fish in here are absolutely crazy. So cracking, 2 cracking showers. There's a shower. There's 2 showers. There's Goshke, Tancho. Tell some cracking fish in here. That's got to be 40. That chug's got to be 40 cm, if not more.
Oh, it's more.
Mine sounds quite deep.
Don't measure me fish. I don't see the necessity for me to get them in and out to measure them. Oh.
So this is what we're talking about now. You okay to go on?
Yes, mate. Yes, no problem.
Okay, so obviously this is Andy.
Oh yeah.
And obviously he's got probably the most craziest old school pond I've ever seen in my entire life. And he's just been discussing that he never touches his pond at all.
No.
So is there anything at all that you do to it, Andy? Anything? Apart from a bit of a water change occasionally?
Do the water change, get some pond detox formula
Okay.
When I top up, it'll get a bit of that, a bit of sodium sulfate to take the chlorine out. You couldn't have a drum and a trickle filter on here anyway,
No,
because the water is so poor quality.
Yeah, we've just been discussing that about the
like Jamie keeping it coy.
Yeah.
He lost about 15 fish. Woke up one morning, his pond was cloudy as hell. Now, my son works for the water authority up here, and they treat their water with other chemicals in the middle of the night to clean their pot. You've got a trickle-in system or a drum, that's going in your pond.
It's going in your pond, isn't it? So, tell me about this pond, Ananda. So, how deep is it?
It's just under 4 foot, drops up to a shelf just to 2 foot.
Yeah.
There's 2 submersible pumps in this end, and the reason I use submersible pumps is because, in my opinion, they last a lot longer.
So, just let me quickly show you the filter.
This is just the part of it. Me and Glyn stood on the rest of it because the fish are on it, so we can't move it.
All the filters were my feet. I'm sorry about my legs.
All these bags and that, they're full of milk. They're full of milk bottle tops, curlers, air curlers, everything else. You want.
Let me turn this round. Go on, Anne. I'll just look.
You want space. You want space for the bacteria to grow on it. K1.
Yeah.
I wouldn't entertain it. I think it's the biggest waste of time ever. How are you going to get a surface here on K1? I've got milk bottle tops and everything in there.
Old school. Old school.
And I'm one of these. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
100%.
I got taught by a Japanese man, and I went with my mate's granddad and a Japanese man and my mate's granddad. Their ponds are exactly the same.
So you got Pontiac pumps, haven't you? Which are
down there on the block. They've got heat sensors on them, so there's thermal cutout. They're stood on a block that big.
Okay.
So instead like a disaster happened, the pipe burst.
Yep.
It can't empty the pond because there'll still be 18 inch of water in the pond, regardless. It can't empty. I've got no valves on it.
It's got no valves at all, this pond. Anything.
I brought a 4-inch ball valve, and when it come, it was cracked. So I threw it up the garden, and I've never bothered since. Never put one up.
Was that from a local supplier around here?
No, mate.
Okay.
I'm not saying no anymore.
We're going to say anything else about that. So in literage, I know you're very old school, so you're probably gallons, ain't you? So
I ain't got a clue, mate, in litres.
Would you reckon it is in gallons?
I did do it. It was 1,900 gallons roughly with the filters and everything.
1,900 gallons.
Yeah.
What's that? That's got to be 5,000 litres, then.
Yeah,
give or take a little bit. I think give or take a little bit. There's about 4 3/4 litres to a gallon.
Yeah.
So you're talking a serious
one
amount
bottom drain in there in the middle.
So he's got the one bottom drain. The bit that gets me, so he's got the cracking waterfall over there. So bear in mind everything comes from this bog filter. Phil follows it round, goes up there, clatters into the equivalent of a backy shower at the back,
and
then comes down. Just stand the chair really.
Yeah.
And then comes down, clatters down the waterfall, comes down onto the first ledge. So obviously some of the little fish will be on the top of there, and then straight into here. And then the water, by gravity, comes back into here and back round. And then he's got a secondary filter here, just to show you what he's got here, look.
This is what I use. Biomedia.
So it's just standard bio home, isn't it?
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is very expensive.
Very expensive, but I find it's the best thing for treating your water and taking the bacteria. I use the different sizes because the big bits will go there and the small bits fill the holes up.
Fantastic.
I mean, there must be over 800 quid. They're full. Both of these are full of that.
I was going to say both of them are full, aren't they?
Yeah. So what I do is I buy a couple of kilo each month. I swap the alpha grog out. When I took a bit of alpha grog out, put that back in. So there's always.
Well, we're starting to get a belief now that alpha grog's not very good anyway now.
No.
So
it's
obviously
had its day.
It's had its time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Plus, because of the size of the holes inside it.
Yeah.
So obviously that causes more problems with its holes.
It's catching too much, like you say. It's porous.
Yep.
And it's catching dirt in the actual holes, and it's causing more problems.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to get these fish into his pond, and then hopefully we'll come back to you in a minute. Right, so we'll just wait for the water to stabilise, and there you go. So shooter with 2 is over there, and 2, 3 sargies. Key 2 is over there as well. Absolutely phenomenal.
That is a curtain at the back there. Like I say, I've got a ring to, an earring to go on the dome, but I was hospitalised with pneumonia in February, and the way summer's been, I didn't fancy going in there and putting it on the dome, so I thought I'll leave it for now.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you leave it till next year, Teresa will get in there for you.
Oh, we'll send Teresa in there.
We'll send Teresa in there.
That's sort of done. Yeah,
so there you go.
There's a skimmer there.
I'm waiting now for the kick in from Teresa.
Skimmer goes on there, that only goes on. There's hardly anything it ever collects. Just a
so that's just on the timer, so at night that goes on. Just takes off anything that's on the top straight in. How basics that. And to be fair,
I've never had a single bacteria issue. I've never had nothing. You get the odd fish, knock a scale, the fish. They're not the brightest animals in the world.
No.
I mean, it's like, say, what did the fish say when it swam into the wall?
I don't know which one.
Damn. They're not the brightest
I think we need to call this conversation in its tracks, you know. I'll tell you what, it's an absolute pleasure. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. We're going to watch everything that's going on here, and then we'll sum up later before we go. And then we'll do some bits and pieces. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so I'm still here, obviously looking at all the fish and stuff. And then they said you've got to have a look at the filter. So obviously you've got the bog filter that's over the back. You've got to look at this, she's mad. So you've got the bog filter over the back, comes through, bottle tops, anything that's plastic here in bags that's inside there, look. And then obviously you've got all your matting, then you've got all your netting, and then it comes up and then goes back in, look. And then obviously then there's a ball valve that keeps the pond. So absolutely crazy.
No, there's no ball valve, there's not a single valve on it.
Oh, that's no ball?
That just runs from gravity into that. All the main big shit goes in there.
What's that blue round thing then?
It's just 2 balls to float the net up.
Oh, right.
And my kid's bouncy castle. My grandkids.
That shows how much of a cabbage I am. I thought it was a ball valve.
No.
It's bouncy castle balls. Oh, you've got to look at these now. These are up, look at these are.
That's Sankey's beneath you.
Sankey's door nature?
Yeah.
I've actually been up on the step and I've been being nosy around the waterfall, watching them come back down. You fat chickens, sargies up there. I keep going for that melon. Keep having a go at that melon.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely amazing. This guy, absolutely mad as a hatter. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So I'll catch you guys later. Okay, yes, I have got glasses on. Okay, so just a bit of a sum up. So obviously we've just come away from Andy's now. We've had about, how long do you reckon we've been there? About 3.5 hours? Got to be easy, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
We actually got here late as well, so it's about 5:25, something like that now. Absolutely fantastic, cracking pond, really, really good pond. Andy's going to be doing at some stage his plastic bonsais, but the way that he does them is, I've got to get a video to be honest with you. So what he basically does is he walks across the beach at Skegness and picks up all the wood that's been washed up, and then he'll dry it out for 12-18 months, and he'll treat it, put a resin on it, and then just turns into these fantastic things. So I have promised that I'm going to come back up here again. So and to be fair, I'm expecting to anyway. He was absolutely over the moon with the fish that we've given him. And yes, like Dave has said and numerous other people, when I gave him the price, and he'll probably give some feedback at the bottom at some stage, so obviously you'll hear it direct from him. He said, "Are you open to criticism?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Selling fish too cheap, mate." So, okay, I'm hearing that all the time now. He's gone, "No, seriously." He said, "I'll be expecting to pay this much." And it's like, okay, which is literally 3 times as much as I was selling it for. So it's a bit of a learning curve for me. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to justify what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. The reason why I'm keeping prices low is get footfall through the door. Simple as that. So they can see the quality of the stuff that's coming through. They can say the quality of the facility. And I know there's a lot of people who've already been, they've already seen the videos and everything else. Confidence is in the eye of the beholder, isn't it, for want of a better word. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the video at that. I want to take the opportunity in thanking Andy for obviously his time over here as well. Also, I want to take the opportunity as well is obviously we lost a friend in the koi community last week, which was Mark, which is Mark's country club. And our sympathies, both mine and Tracy's sympathies, go out towards Sonia and the family. He was a cracking bloke, and I'll give credit where credit's due. When I first started, and I was given the challenge about opening a shop, I looked for inspiration from people, and Mark turned around and said, "Anything that you want, give me a shout." So I said to him, "What do I need to do to get all the books sorted for the council?" And the amount of data that he sent me over, and on the back of Mark and Sonia, we got 4 stars. So that just gives you an idea, and that's my little bit about saying thank you. So I'll leave it to that. So be safe, be good, be nice to each other.
Just on your phone.
And I'll see you soon.
Just on the phone.
Bye now.
We've just been...
One in every single crevice as well, wouldn't you, Dave?
Yeah. I'd have had spray foam in that crevice, man.
I bet you would have done as well.
Is that up here?
I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse than a crevice in a crevice. I could park a bike in that.
No, what? That's fair tiring, isn't it?